Welcome to Sun Golden Dota YouTube channels. So today we are going to talk about position 4. So after today, we will definitely learn what is position 4 and how to improve your skills on these roles. So before we start, please let me tell you guys about something you should know even you are already know. Bounty is coming out every 3 minutes. Lotus is coming out every 3.01 minute, means 3 minutes 1 second. Wisdom rune will coming out every 7 minutes. I know there's some argument between whether I should steal the wisdom rune for myself and then I die. But my answer is no. We shouldn't just steal the wisdom rune and then die for it. They're just a rune we can steal next time, but your life is only once. Once you die, they gain money. So, be precious of your life. Alright, let's talk about hero. Who should pick as the position 4? So in our mind, many heroes will become position 4 such as maybe Miana, Weavers, Witch, the IO, and also some healing heroes such as Oracle. But I'm not suggest the hero that are without a stun as position 4. If you want to pick a lion as position 4, it's still fine, but it's not the hero of without the stun, such as Venomancer is really not so useful if you pick as position 4, because once the opponents have the items of Lotus, then you are quite useless. So therefore, I will recommend you the heroes such as Earthshaker, Tuska, Bash, the Butchers, Hope you want, and then some Grog hero, Grogwood also is quite better for you as position 4. Position 4 are require some minimal items to do the maximum thing. For examples, Lions. Lion which are hero that requires daggers to bring in to initiate the war to help the teammates start the war. Not necessarily that offlaners have to start if the offlaner are so far without daggers, but if position 4 have a dagger such as Lion or the hero of Earthshakers, the stunner heroes, Shadow Summons, then they are able to initiate the war for your teams. Another type of hero that do not need the dagger, which is the Grogs, the Earth Spirits. The Earth Spirit also a position 4 required minimal item to do maximum damage to the enemies. Okay, position 4 let us talk about how should we laning the game. So before we start the game, we have to block the camp by put one sentry to block the camp, prevent enemies support to pull the camp. During the laning phase, you are the soft support, you have to deal with their hard support. So every time when you have skills, you should trade the hits for your supports and the enemy supports for yourself and enemy. So once you near him, and you should able to try to do some commitment to it. From here you can see how you should gain a kill as a position 4. Once the hard support is coming back and then do some commitment to you, your offlane should be do something to him so that he can protect you. And once he almost dead, you can come and take the kills, the last hit. Or even though you can put it to them. Finish the wall, make sure that you stack the camp. Even though you fail to pull, it's still fine, because once you stack the camp, you can pull the wave, the next wave, the coming wave again and again. As a post for, you must always stack and pull. Once you pull successful, they will reduce their amount, their experience, because they are very hard to farm during here. Your offlaner will come and do some commitment, prevent the carries to farm, or they pull the camp together. But once you pull, you are more like safely. Your offlaner will safely farm, will farm safely, and you also will be much more safer because it's near your towers. So if your offlaner fails to control the lane, you are still able to help your offlane to control the lane well. As a post for from the beginning of the game, we must purchase one item calling the bird grenade. So when a teammates coming to help you to gain the enemies, using the bird grenade would be helpful for your team because it will slow the enemies and take 50 damage on every 1 second. When the time reach the multiple of 3, we must help our core to secure the lotus ox, the healing lotus, sorry. If not, then you will be much more suffer on it, because if you have the healing lotus, then you have the regenerations. That means you do not need to buy extra pots, extra healing sting for your teams. So when the time reach the 7 minute, try to steal the experience, and while you are on your side to steal the experience, please make sure that you stack the big camp for your teammates. Thing is the itemization. The itemization is also very important on it, because you see the enemy have the clicks, which is very high damage. So consider buying a pay, the so-called what, Paras, I don't know how to pronounce it. So maybe buying this to at least increase your survivability. So in the late game, to more increase your chances to survive when doing the Luna and the With King WK. So buying a Ghost Scepter to make sure yourself didn't die, and also will able to help your teammate because you have stuns, you have hacks. So increase your survivability will be much more helpful for your teammates. When you found out that your teammate are not able to fight, means that they are just farming the whole game for some period of time. You are still able to do something by stacking the camps to help your teammates, because they surely will come and take the food after your stack. As a position 4, we know that enemy hero has a lot of elite hero, such as the Miana LDs, the Rebels, the Great, all are those elite hero. We must prepare the sentries, the visions, for the detections for our team, because we as supports, although we don't buy too much of the support item such as sentries, the ward, the dust, but we still have to buy it, or else position 5 as too mercy, too sad. Also, if our teammates getting ganked from enemies, we also must help our team to at least we could not save them, but we do more to kill the enemy by helping them. Even though they died, our carry, our core die, we still able to kill back them. On here, you can see that once I found the enemy hero on here, I have the detections, I open the dust and stun, I can initiate the wall to make sure that he couldn't run on it. Remember, itemization is also very important. When the Greek aim me, I immediately open the Ghost Scepters so that I will not die on it, because I have no stun, no hacks, and I eat orchids. So increase your survivability will let you to do more things in the worlds. When you just lose a fight and you found out your carry coming back and start the wars, he 1 versus 3 definitely will die. So helping him to escape, at least you are helping your carry didn't die, means that you still having a chance to coming back. Normally we fight as a team. When you see that our carry is going chrono or do something, please help them do the necessary things. Like when you are lions, you just keep healing their manas. So we fight as a team, we go as a team to get the victories. Dota 2 is a team game, we do not solo it, yeah? Alright, lastly, we talk about the itemization. What actually should position for builds after the late game or the early game? So firstly, all the early game, the boss 4 will require some item to initiate the war, such as the daggers, such as spirit vessels, and those initiates to initiate the war, some basic item. But how when due to the late game? Okay, if you found that those escape heroes such as Sparks, Storm Spirits, and very professional on runnings, so what the item you should buy on the late game? If the early game your picks is not very good, you may consider to buy a hex for it. Storm Spirit, LT fly here fly there, which we could not catch him easily. So consider buying a hex to hex him to make him couldn't run as well. Or you may also trying to buy the orchids as early as you can to make sure they are not run easily. Other than this, how if the enemy heroes such as the tanker heroes such as the BB, the Timber Saws, those tanky hero? What item should I buy? Definitely is purchasing an item called Spirit Brushes. Spirit Brusher is a very good item that allowing you at least they couldn't regen. So another type of hero, maybe they are all physical damage hero like Usa, like PA, like the Faceless Void, this hero. So you may consider to buy the correct item, which is the Heaven. Buying a Heaven to make sure that they can't do anything for your supports, for your carry. And also if enemy have the enemy are very hitter type, you buying the Heaven for it. Tanky type, you buying you buy an item called Shiva Guide, the Spirit Vessel, or Eye of Scully for it. But I do not prefer you buying the Eyes of Scully because that is more towards on carry builds, not position for builds. Running heroes, then you should buy the hex for it. So different type, you must buy different item. And also if enemy which are very like all the buff such as Jakiro, such as the Venomancers, they once they hit you, they kill you with the buff, not with the physical or magical damage. You should consider buying the Lotus Orb for your teammates. At least they couldn't use their skill to slow your teams. Yeah. So maybe this is the itemization that you should buy or shouldn't buy. So everything is under your considerations. So buying a good item will change the game. Yeah, will change the game to make sure that become win or lose. Yeah, there are still many guidance from here which I could not explain everything on one videos. But in the futures, I will still make the video for how to redo more in the games. By following those basics, we are just enough to increase our ranks to Immortal, because these are the very basics, that things that you should just go for. So remember, please like, please subscribe, and please open the notifications when our videos or my live stream coming out. You can ask me everything regarding my live stream, and also you can ask me everything if you have anything you don't understand. So in the end, let me share you something that useful for you. For example, what is the type of the heroes to be counter, what is the item you should make to counter back them.